science, machinery, and a little mystery blend together to create Spam. But forget what you think you know about canned meat. This is not a story about mystery meat in a tin. It's a cinematic journey through automation, innovation, and a magnified sense of tradition. Picture a race against time and bacteria, a perfect blend of old-school butchery and new-school robotics, where nothing is left to chance and every can carries a story. So buckle up. You're about to get an all-access pass inside the mega factory where millions of cans of SPAM are produced every single day. Picture Dawn, or breaking over a sprawling complex, trucks loaded with pork shoulder and select ham, their contents chilled and temperature monitored, rolling in just as the night shift finishes scrubbing every inch of the facility to hospital-grade cleanliness. No meat enters this temple of engineering until rigorous quality checks are completed. Each shipment is scanned, sampled, and signed off. The journey begins with the selection of only the best cuts. Spam relies on premium pork shoulder for its soft yet firm texture, while the addition of ham brings a richness that's unmistakable in the final product. You may think all pork is created equal, but at this stage, even the smallest subpar detail means rejection. That's because making something as simple as Spam requires 1,000 layers of discipline, know-how, and absolute precision. Once accepted, those perfectly marbled hunks of pork shoulder and ham are transferred into the chilled prepping area. This is where butchery transforms from craft to science. Gone are the days of blood-spattered aprons. Now, skilled staff and machines work together in a serenade of speed and exactitude. Advanced cutters and pneumatic tools separate bone from flesh, slice away unnecessary fat, and portion the meat into just the right sizes. Workers and AI-powered vision systems double-check every step. Even the trimmings have a home. Anything not destined for this batch might find itself in another Hormel product, part of the company's zero-waste philosophy. Next comes grinding, and if you're imagining a kitchen mincer, think bigger. Each batch weighs in at about 8,000 pounds. That's roughly the weight of 2 city cars, churned through massive industrial grinders engineered for consistency. These powerful machines break the meat down, mixing the fatty cuts with lean ones, creating a homogeneous pink paste. Consistency at this stage is key. Too coarse? The final product won't have that signature bounce. Too fine? You lose the meaty texture that made SPAM beloved in the first place. And with every batch, metal detectors scan for any foreign objects. Safety isn't just a policy, it's wired into every action. But safety and quality don't end with grinding. Here's where Spam's secret weapon comes in: chilling and vacuum mixing. The freshly ground meat is mixed with crushed ice, instantly lowering the temperature. This ultra-cold environment does more than keep the batch fresh. It ensures the proteins won't break down or get rubbery during later processing. Inside the giant mixers, there's a literal vacuum, pulling all air out and further helping to prevent spoilage. This vacuum process is also crucial for another reason. It allows every particle of the mixture to bind together perfectly. So every slice of SPAM you eat is uniform from first bite to last. The benefits of vacuum mixing go beyond simple freshness and texture control. Removing air from the mixing chamber enables deeper seasoning penetration and keeps ingredient dispersal absolutely even, ensuring every portion tastes just as good as the next. This vacuum environment also aids in keeping colors bright and natural while locking in moisture, which leads to improved juiciness and shelf life. By reducing oxidation, the vacuum not only helps prevent discoloration and spoilage, but also intensifies the flavors and preserves the nutritional integrity throughout the product's long journey from factory to your table. All of this is achieved in a process faster than traditional techniques, minimizing processing time and maximizing quality. A perfect example of how technology and food science work together to create a global staple. Suddenly, the smell changes. It's time for seasoning and more science. Salt is added, not just for taste, but for preservation, ensuring no bacteria can survive. Sugar comes in to balance the saltiness, potato starch for that smooth, spreadable texture, a carefully measured splash of water to bind it all, and then sodium nitrite. This small but vital ingredient locks in the product's iconic pink hue and ensures that even after months on a shelf, the taste and safety endure. The exact blend of seasonings is closely guarded, part of the brand's DNA. Imagine the pressure in that control room. A single pinch off, and millions of cans could taste dull, salty, or, heaven forbid, not like SPAM at all. Meanwhile, technicians in spotless lab coats hover over sample lines, pulling shavings and spoonfuls from each batch. They run physical and chemical tests, checking color, pH, texture, and weight. If anything's off, computers alert the operation team, and the whole line pauses for troubleshooting. Efficiency counts, but perfection is the real factory law. All this, and you're only halfway to having a can in your hand. The now perfect meat mixture is whisked via ultra-clean stainless steel pipes toward the filling area, where automation takes over, ramping the process up to 90 cans filled per minute at peak operation. Each can is precisely aligned and filled, with cone-shaped nozzles injecting the measured portion in a single smooth motion. Sensors track fill weight and scan for air bubbles. Once filled, each can is vacuum sealed in a matter of milliseconds, sucking out every last trace of air before the lid clamps down. This vacuum seal is not just insurance against spoilage, it is the reason Spam's shelf life can stretch for years. Pause for a second and watch the ballet of machines as every can is stamped with key data. Production line ID, exact time of filling, and batch number. This level of traceability is key for food safety. If an issue is ever discovered, say with a single farm's meat shipment, every can can be traced instantly and withdrawn if needed. This is modern food security at its best, but the drama isn't over yet. The next phase might be the most crucial: thermal processing, or what workers call retort cooking. Sealed cans travel into cavernous industrial-sized chambers called hydrostatic cookers, some large enough to fit a city bus. Here, they're exposed to a carefully calculated mix of steam and pressure, reaching more than 240 degrees Fahrenheit. The objective? Sterilization and perfection. The heat denatures meat proteins, shrinks and binds them, and kills any bacteria that could possibly remain. But it's a delicate balance: too hot or too long, and the meat dries out; too little, and the product is unsafe. Banks of sensors and computers track every variable, adjusting on the fly even for the smallest fluctuations. At the end of their steamy journey, the cans are rapidly cooled, zipped through showers and baths that bring them back to room temperature in minutes, a necessity to halt cooking and keep the texture just right. Now they fly down the conveyor to be inspected again and again, both by humans and machines. Each can is rotated, scanned for defects like dents or leaks, and checked for proper sealing. The label application process is next, and in true factory fashion, it's another hypnotic show. High-speed rollers gently wrap Spam's classic blue and yellow branding around each can with utter precision. Shrink-wrapped and coated, they're robotically stacked into boxes and immediately sorted for global shipment. Think the story ends as cans are packed for shipping? Think again, because the logistics of SPAM are nothing short of Herculean. Pallets are automatically loaded onto trucks or into containers, bound for supermarkets, corner shops, military bases, and even remote Pacific islands. That's right, Spam's enduring popularity is owed in large part to how reliably and efficiently these logistical juggernauts work. From rural convenience stores in America's Midwest to high-end restaurants in Seoul, Spam travels farther than most people do in a lifetime. And the scale is astonishing. Spam's distribution network spans over 40 countries, with cans crisscrossing oceans and continents thanks to multimodal transport systems that blend road, rail, sea, and air. Specialized warehouses handle thousands of pallets, tracking inventory movements with advanced logistics software that maps out optimal routes for rapid, cost-effective delivery. Supermarkets, local grocers, and even online retailers eagerly stock Spam for its long shelf life and universal appeal, making it a reliable choice for families, restaurant chefs, and emergency food supplies alike. Whether you're camping off-grid, preparing for a disaster, or plating up brunch in a city cafe, Spam's journey reflects a rare mastery of the global supply chain, a chain that never sleeps, constantly adapting to meet demand and keep this iconic food accessible across every corner of the world. And let's not forget, the magic of Spam isn't just what happens inside the mega factory. Once those cans arrive in homes, the ritual begins. A pop, a hiss, the twist and slide of that perfectly pink block onto the cutting board. Whole cookbooks are dedicated to this stuff. In Hawaii, slices are browned and layered atop rice, then wrapped in seaweed to make musubi, a local snack legend. In the Philippines, you'll find it alongside garlic rice and eggs, a breakfast feast with deep roots. South Korean kitchens prize it so highly, there's a gourmet variety that costs more than some cuts of steak. British chefs stuff it in fritters, and American chefs post SPAM burger hacks that rack up millions of views. In every corner of the globe, Spam transforms from humble can to culinary hero, its story shaped as much by culture as by manufacturing. None of this would be possible without obsessive attention to quality and innovation. Every year, the factory upgrades its machinery, swapping older filling robots for new AI-enhanced models. Software gets smarter, predicting maintenance needs before breakdowns occur. Sustainability is always on the table. Any leftover trimmings are repurposed. Every drop of water in the cooling system is recycled. Solar panels and high-efficiency chillers keep the carbon footprint shrinking. Let's sneak back to the QA labs. Here, food scientists analyze cans from every batch, sometimes keeping archives for decades. Why? Because an off flavor found years after production offers a learning opportunity. Harmful bacteria and foodborne outbreaks are nearly impossible if processes are followed. But the factory's team never rests. They're constantly seeking ways to reduce sodium, test new spice blends, or even introduce limited edition flavors to global markets that now clamor for variety. In some markets, you'll find Spam with cheese, spicy peppers, teriyaki, or black pepper. Each gets its own run. Each as carefully manufactured as the classic. Let's zoom way out and marvel at the numbers. Every day, tens of thousands of cans roll off the line. In total, more than 8 billion since Spam's debut. That's more cans than people on Earth. The production is so relentless, the system so finely tuned, that a single ingredient truck arriving late could send ripples through supermarkets in 24 countries days later. But what really sets Spam apart isn't just the product, it's what it means to people. Spam was born out of necessity during the Great Depression, then earned its place as a lifeline in World War II, feeding troops and civilians alike when meat was scarce and shelf life was gold. It inspired generations of cooks, from parents prepping quick breakfasts to celebrity chefs who turn it into artful dishes. It became a symbol of resilience, ingenuity, and even rebellion. Across Asia, Spam became a delicacy after U.S. soldiers introduced it during war. In the Pacific, it's beloved at celebrations and on weeknight tables alike. Its durability made it a staple in disaster relief kits. Its unwavering quality made it the darling of home cooks, campers, and busy professionals in need of a reliable meal. So, next time you pass by that unassuming can in the supermarket, think about the technology, heart, and history crammed into every steel rectangle. From the vigilant eyes scrutinizing meat quality at 5 in the morning, to the engineers and food scientists running round-the-clock shifts to guarantee safety and consistency, to the designers dreaming up tomorrow's flavors and eco-friendly packaging improvements. It's a world within a world, hidden inside an ordinary object you can hold in your hand. What's left to discover? Maybe a new recipe, a memory from childhood, or just pure, simple comfort when you open a can on a rainy day. But one thing's for sure, Spam made in a mega factory isn't just a miracle of food engineering, it's a symbol of how collaboration, science, and tradition can keep breakfast, and plenty of other meals, going strong for generations to come. Next time you crack open that can, you'll know the extraordinary journey your Spam has taken. From carefully selected pork shoulders on the farm through a meticulously clean machinist's wonderland, sprinting past robotic arms and steam chambers, and all the way to your fork. Ready for a taste? Because there's a whole history packed into every bite, a story of innovation, global culture, and that unbeatable pink perfection, locked forever in the world's most reliable little can. Ready to see the incredible journey of SPAM for yourself? Visit the SPAM Museum in Austin, Minnesota for fun, interactive exhibits, and inspiring stories from around the world. Admission is free for everyone. Discover the legacy, taste unique samples, and take home a piece of food history. Don't miss out. Plan your visit today.